Hello my YouTube friends, Late Boy Scout here with my review of the Kodiak Gearslinger by Maxpedition. This is a fantastic bag for a great number of uses. And as I go through this review, I'm going to point out the advantages of a pack like this in 3 different roles. 1, everyday carry. In other words, an everyday bag. Something that you will put your everyday things in and take to work, to school, back home again. That was the primary and initial role for this bag that I wanted to explore. Number 2, an outdoor bag. Something that you would use for hiking, for spending some time in the outdoors, having some adventures, going out and making a fire with your kids. I wanted to explore it in that role. And 3rd, tactical. That relates to a couple different things. Number 1, CCW, which relates to EDC, the first thing of those 3. When I say CCW, of course I mean concealed carry weapon, or concealing a handgun within this bag and using it in that fashion. And I'll explore that a little bit further. Also, in addition to CCW, the second part of number 3, tactical, is sort of a more straight up tactical use. How could it be used as an actual intentional tactical use bag? Could it be used in that sense? And, you know, how would it help you out? So let's explore those 3 things. I want to also reference an outstanding video that one of my YouTube friends made on the smaller version of this pack, which is actually the Sitka Gearslinger. You can see right there in the catalog. Okay, there below it, of course, the Kodiak Gearslinger. His review was outstanding. His name is in annotation, and the link to the video is also in annotation. And then down below in the description, you will also see a link to that so that you can, click to open that in a new tab or a new window or something, and then watch and compare my review to his. Understand everything that he has to say about it while I give you my perspective on it. So, how did it do in those 3 roles that I told you about before? Everyday carry, outdoor use, tactical use. Well, everyday carry, it's a fantastic bag. It's wonderful. I think the single strap really lends itself to everyday carry. Throwing that over one shoulder, through your head and one shoulder very quickly, and it goes on real nicely, stays on nicely. It's really easy to carry, and you can actually load it up with a fair amount of weight. I've put, 20 pounds or more in this for outdoor use, but we won't get to outdoor use yet. And it still carries fairly comfortably for, a few hours at a time. It's worked for me. Nice and padded on the back, as you can see, with a little bit of airflow capability here. Okay, for everyday carry. Maybe that's not such a big deal unless you're going to be walking long distances on an everyday basis. The webbing here, there and there allows you to attach different things to it. I have my camera case attached to it here, as you can see. I also have a water bottle in this water bottle pocket, as you can clearly tell. And that's very nice. What I've done there is, since my bottle actually has a little carabiner built into it, I've actually clipped it onto the excess string so that it cannot fall out of the bag. It actually is retained in that way. I've also, of course, attached a little bit of paracord here, a little braided paracord. I've got a Leatherman style CS attached over here. And, that's pretty much it for the outside, except, of course, for a little S-beaner, which I use to attach my hat to sometimes if I'm going to bring a hat but not necessarily wear it. So what do I use it for on an everyday basis? Well, I'll tell you this. The reason I got the Kodiak instead of the Sitka, the main reason for that is the Kodiak lends itself better to carrying a laptop. Now, I don't carry a laptop every day, but I wanted to have that capability. When I went down to Front Sight, for instance, the only computer I could bring, of course, was a laptop. And I wanted to have computer capabilities, to be able to download my videos, to be able to preview them, do a little bit of pre-editing to them. I wanted that capability, so I brought a laptop with me and was able to do that in the hotel. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had a smaller bag like the Sitka, at least not with the laptop that I own. In addition to that, it's got a great number of pockets on the outside, as you can plainly see, for carrying and sort of separating and organizing some of your everyday carry items. I've got a little bit of paracord in here, never really need to use that, but a wide variety of pens. Obviously a lot of nice compartments in here for a wide variety of things. A way to clip your keys if you need to do that. And I love the fact that these zippers actually open, wow, I mean really, really wide. The only area here that you cannot unzip is from here to there, okay, on the bottom and on that far end. Otherwise, that zipper comes all the way around there and has obviously two zippers, so you can really open that thing up. Not to mention the fact that this Y strap comes undone, so you can easily access the entire panel very quickly, very easily, if that's what you choose to do. Same goes for this upper compartment. The exact same construction is used in this one. What I have here, an older iPod that I use mostly as a hard drive, a GPS, yeah, that's right, I keep a GPS in my bag on an everyday basis. Batteries, more batteries in here. A Leatherman, Skeletal CX. But the insides of these compartments are not the only useful areas. You can obviously attach something to this loop area of Velcro here if you wanted to. Then you've got this bungee area for attaching even more items. And this actually has an area that kind of opens up here where you can feed something through this and attach even more. I didn't mention yet that this has all got webbing on it, so you could easily attach things to the outside of this to expand what you're able to carry. As I have done here with my camera bag, just attached it to that webbing. So those are the outside pockets. Let's go to the inside real quick. The inside opens exactly the same way as the other outside pouches do, with that wide opening. Here I've got an ankle holster that I'll use occasionally, and a wide variety of other items in these pockets, a little bit of material for reading. Here I have a Shimok for various uses. This is a first aid pocket mask. I'm into first aid, or at least I like trying to be into first aid. Various other items in here and there. You can carry a wide variety of items, obviously, in all these pockets, and really load yourself up if you choose to. On top of this, you've got the ability to, in this pouch or in any other part of this bag, have your laptop, and it's going to fit in there very nicely. Mine is a MacBook, and it fits in there perfectly. With that little bit of loop area there, that actually gives it a little bit of a padding and protects it from other items that might be in your bag. One of the other neat features is that you can actually lock some of these zippers into place. You've actually got this web here that snaps into place so that somebody coming up behind you will have a hard time unzipping that and getting into your bag. You can do the same thing with all of these zippers by bringing them up here and attaching them. If I would take that little Leatherman off of there, and bringing these knots, getting them into there, and then actually cinching this up makes it very difficult to get access to that pocket. You also got a little D-ring here that you can use to attach more things, and one there as well. As we reattach the Y-strap, I've found out that you can also use that Y-strap to compress even more to the outside of your pack. So that's a really nice way to attach some large items to the back and the outside of your pack and really expand your capabilities with this thing. So far we've only talked about the EDC capabilities of this bag, so let's talk about how it fares as an outdoor pack for hiking, for doing a little bit of outdoor activities with your kids. It's the kind of stuff I've been using it for. How does it hold up? How does it do? Is it comfortable as a hiking backpack? Let's talk about it. Well, yes, I have taken it hiking a number of times. And I can tell you that even though there's this single strap going on here, and you don't get the same support that you would have if you had two straps and a nice belt strap and all that stuff, even though you don't have that, it's not too bad. It's actually fairly comfortable for relatively short hikes. And I'm talking by a relatively short hike, I took this on a probably 6-miler, and that was gaining a lot of elevation. You know, it took a good, I don't know, 3-4 hours on that hike, just enjoying our time. And it did fine for me. When I got back, you know, I wasn't fatigued on that particular shoulder necessarily, not more so than the rest of my body was. it held up all right. I did okay, and it was probably loaded with 20 pounds or more of water and other materials. So, how did it do for hiking? How does it do for hiking? It's not ideal, but it works. I think the best thing that technology has come up with so far is 2 shoulder straps with a compression here, and perhaps a waist belt right here, nice and padded, to really get that weight on your hips, not so much on your shoulders. That's the best, I think, technology has come up with at this point. However, I do think that there's some pretty neat things about this in this roll. The fact that you can, without having any other bag, any other accessory whatsoever, you can have all of your stuff in one bag, you can get quick access to it just like this, and then sling it back and continue up the trail or down the trail, whatever the case may be. So like I said, ergonomically it's not ideal, but functionally this pack is pretty awesome for using on the trail. If ever you feel that the one strap system is not giving you enough support, you've actually got another option here. Down here at the base, on this side, you can actually pull out this little strap that will hide away in there and snap it into here. You've got that much more support to keep it steady on your back, keep it in one place, stop it from swiveling and moving around, and that could be a lot more comfortable, a lot more supportive. So there's a good option. Also, this actually has a whistle on it. So how cool is that? Brings you into some emergency capabilities right there as well. Very cool. As I'm tucking this away, I'll mention also that the padding here protects your back very nicely, gives you some good airflow, but at the same time, that area behind it is actually where your water reservoir will go. And I'll point that out right now. I'm not using it with a water reservoir at the moment. I've got something else in there, something more related to the tactical side of this. But this is exactly where your water reservoir would go if you're going to use one. Your hose comes out through here, your drinking tube that is. Then you would feed that through here to give it a little bit of support. Let it hang down here if you feel like it, and drink from it as you're hiking. It's very nice. Works very, very well as any Camelback or any other backpack I've seen. You've got a great way to attach your keys here, either for EDC or for on the trail. You don't want to keep those banging around in your pocket necessarily, but you want them nice and secure. Here's a good spot for them. A great carry handle at the top, obviously. Another way to carry this thing. A good sturdy handle like this is definitely going to be worth having. So we've covered everyday carry and we've covered outdoor use. Now let's get into the tactical side of this bag. Obviously, it'll work great for concealed carry. Using the universal CCW holster and the dual mag retention insert, which I'll talk about in a separate video, you can actually have your handgun and extra magazines ready to go in this concealable pocket. Stepping away from the CCW side of the tactical point, how would this bag do as a straight up tactical bag? Something you would take with the intention or preparedness to get into some sort of conflict. Well, I think it can help you. It's probably also not ideal, but here's what I envision this bag being used for in a straight up tactical scenario. This is a bug out bag with additional capabilities. You can add magazine pouches, shotgun pouches, and all sorts of other pouches to this webbing right here, giving you the capability to sling this bag from around your back and get access to whatever you need for extra ammunition. Maxpedition refers to this as the Gearslinger series for one main reason. As you can see in the picture here, the model has slung that bag around to his front where he's accessing that CCW weapon. This can be a real and effective way to carry your weapon and use it in case of an emergency. Maxpedition has a reputation for tough, really hard use gear, and the Maxpedition Kodiak Gearslinger is no exception to that. It comes in several colors. This one's Foliage Green, but whatever you choose, you know you're going to get a quality product here that's going to hold up in many different ways. As a tactical bag, as an outdoor bag, as an everyday carry bag, I think the Maxpedition Kodiak Gearslinger totally excels. Thanks to Maxpedition, thanks to all of you for watching. I'm the Late Boy Scout. See you guys later.